Hello, specimens! Let me confess something to you. I write all my ideas for videos in this book right here. This page, see a list of video ideas, another list, and then just dates for the next videos. I actually plan out everything about myself, but I'm not going to talk about that today. Why did I mention this list? Because today I was originally scheduling myself to talk about my eclectic taste in music. I almost finished that video. I actually filmed it. And it was so boring. I don't know why. I think it was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning when I wrote down that idea. And yeah, that's a boring video. I am talking about why I like old things, or the fact that I like old things. And let's start off for the first time when I started liking old things. When I was living in the Mormon starting grounds known as Palmyra, New York. Yeah, I used to live there. We had this backyard, like a lot of people do, and we started digging in it. And when we were digging in it, we found a whole bunch of old medicine bottles. And that was really fun. We even found a glass thermometer. And that was the starting point of when I started liking old things. What we were digging up was, we were doing this science project of the baking soda and vinegar volcano. And when we were digging, we found all these glass bottles. And they were, most of them were intact. I think there was only like just a couple broken. But they were mostly intact, and we started collecting them. We kept digging after that. We just started digging more and more. I don't know exactly what happened to those bottles. But yeah, we moved from that house to a different house, and there's a possibility that people just saw that they were empty glass bottles and threw them out. And I really hate that thought. It was so sad. It's such a sad thought, because they're just a piece of history, and it's like, oh, bottles, throw away. Yeah, but that was when I started to appreciate old things. From then on, I started getting more interested in history. I always loved history. I always wanted to live in a house just filled with old things. Not like in a hoarders episode sort of way. I mean like antiques on display that are also functional type of way. I mean, these chairs, I have my iPad resting on a chair, and this chair looks somewhat older. I don't know how old this chair is. Same with the table. Some of the things over there are antiques, like the books on that shelf. They're all, majority of them are antiques. There's also antiques on a shadow box. There's antiques on a few shelves over there. One of my favorite items in this house is really old, and that would be, well, it's not one of my favorite items because it's a collection of 10, and those are storybooks, 10 of them, and they're from the 50s, and they're amazing, and they're some of my favorite items in this house because they're so old, and yet they're in really good condition. I love going to thrift stores and looking at old dishes, old knickknacks and stuff. They're just really interesting to look at, and then you try to imagine when they were made, and if they have on the date, you have the date on there, say like 1960 something like that. I will look at it and I will try to imagine all the houses that I had been in and all that kind of stuff. That's about it when it comes to my love of old things. I appreciate vintage things and antiques. Sometimes I actually prefer them. There are 2 antique stores near where I live, and I've only been to each of them a few times, and I've hardly bought anything from either of them. But yeah, they're really nice stores, and I love to look at them. I love to look at museums and stuff, and kind of like imagine what life would be like way back then, what I would be like way back then, and all that type of stuff. It's kind of like time travel for me, and yeah. So that's it for this video. There's not much I can touch on it. That nice, simple get to know me video. This is a part 1, actually. This is a part 1 of the series I'm doing of Get to Know Me. And yay! So